Hola mi gente, welcome back to my channel. My name is Blanca and here on my channel I create anti-MLM content as well as lifestyle. So if you're interested in any of those two topics, then definitely hit the red subscribe button. I would like to thank my follower on Instagram because without her, I would have had no idea that another SCD was leaving Monat. You heard that correctly, folks. Another SED has left Monat, and it is none other than Veronica Bay. You don't know who Veronica Bay is? Well, let me tell you a little bit about Veronica Bay. She's an SED, as I mentioned beforehand. She's part of the Real Deal team, and none other than Joe Irigoyen's sister. Yeah. So I did not catch her live. The live was sent to me. For all intents and purposes, Veronica Bay is a public figure. All of the girls that I've talked on my channel are public figures. They do present themselves as public figures, and I do have to state that because for whatever reason the girlies here think that they can copyright strike or hit a privacy right here on YouTube and claim that they are private citizens. No mama. If you are actively recruiting people on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube or any other social media platform and you present yourselves on those platforms as a public figure, guess what? We have the right to make commentary on the types of contents that you put up there. Same with my videos. You know, anything that I put up on Instagram, on YouTube, people can make commentary on that if they choose to. So with that disclaimer already being said, let's hop right into the video. As always, anything that I am wearing or I do mention will be linked down below. Anything that is linked, remember it is an affiliate link, which means that if you click on it and make a purchase, I do make a small commission at no extra cost to you, of course. Being that Veronica is an SCD and sisters with Joe, you could imagine my shock, I guess, that she decided to leave Monat and she's going to a different MLM company, as per usual, right? What makes this more salacious, if you will, is that a couple of months ago, she was posting that she was a lifer. Remember that? Remember when people were posting that they were Monat lifers and that they weren't going to change companies whatsoever, that they loved the products? It was like a very culty thing. Remember that? Well, yeah, Veronica was one of those. And she kind of alludes to that in her IG live that she did, saying that she's not a follower, but yet she was doing that. We're just gonna dive right into it because there is a lot of things in that video or in that IG live that she said that I do find quite interesting.
Hey guys. All right, I told people I was gonna do this at 10, so I'm gonna give it just a couple minutes while people get on. I have definitely a lot that I will be discussing, and I have my emotional support animal next to me because this is honestly a very difficult conversation, but I have had so much time to sit with my feelings, and yeah, now it's time to share. So where do we start? I've got some notes. I actually intended to make this a video, and then I didn't have time, so now it's a live. So much love for all my friends that are on here, giving me their whole heart, and I just really appreciate that. So we're gonna start from the top. So clearly the title says I'm no longer building with Monat, and that's a decision that I have taken to step back from this business, and there's a lot of reasons why. But before I even go into the reasons why, I just want to sincerely express my gratitude for the company, express my gratitude for the people that I've met, because it has been a really beautiful journey, and there have been a few souls that I would have never met, you know, without this company being in the mix of it, and I'm just very grateful for that.
Right off the bat, she is starting off her life the same way WFAB, the RB gals, and the freedom movement. Thanking Monat, it's so great, I'm still gonna use the products, yada yada yada. Everything as per usual that all the other girlies have said and done before. If it's so great, why are you leaving?
I'm very grateful that Monat introduced me to network marketing. I'm very grateful that Monat always ingrained in my subconscious mind to dream bigger. And yeah, I'm just grateful. honestly. And I'm really nervous, and I am never nervous. So let's wipe off the nerves and let's just get going, because I don't want to make this longer than it's supposed to be. And I'm also not going to be going into the comments too much, because then it's going to be super long. What I'm going to do is that after this, I'll do a Q&A on my stories and I'll answer questions there. But someone asked, does Monat have the best products, or is it a scam? Look at my hair. Monat, hands down, when it comes to hair care, is delivering hot, and I will be using these products for as long as they sell them. So no, and it is not a scam. Clearly, I built my whole life on it over the past 4 years. So
somehow Monat is the only thing that helped you or made you dream bigger. There was nothing else that could help you do that. Not your family, not your friends, not, you know, personal motivation. None of that? Really? Monat? Prime example of people making everything in their life about the MLM company. Circling back to, I'm gonna keep using the products, like, look at my hair, it's so shiny, yada yada yada. All of the girlies say this, and not once have I seen a single one of them using Monat products ever again. Not one. It's been, what, 6 months since WFab has left Monat and has been with iGenius, and not a Monat product in the site. You love it so much, but you're not using it still. What makes this video so salacious is the fact that not only is she part of the Real Deal team and sisters with Joe Irigoyen, the company that she decided to join, why did I say that so weird? The company that she decided to join is just, in the sense of, after talking so much shit about people leaving and being a Monat lifer, she goes and does this.
why am I leaving? Simply, I think it is because I haven't been true to myself for a while now. And I've fallen very guilty of just following the crowd and like what people are saying is right and doing it, and neglecting my intuition and my internal voice that is always guiding me and has guided me to the most beautiful places ever. That has been my gut. It has been my intuition. I have never listened to other people. I have never been like, oh, they're telling me to do that, that must be right. But I've been doing that lately. And then that's when I felt super lost and confused and uneasy with where I was in my life.
You haven't been true to yourself, yet you were posting about the products, you were going on these trips, you were posting that you were a Monat lifer. You say that you're not a follower, but you were doing all of these things to keep up with the facade. So which is it?
And another thing that I realized is, you know, there was a lot of incompatibility in between me and some of the people that I was working with. And if you're working very closely with people and you have different values and you view the world differently, there's bound to be conflict. And because I didn't want there to be conflict, I would just swallow everything or pretend I didn't see. Or when I would say something, then the people that I would say it to would feel judged. And then I felt judged because I felt like I couldn't share what I was seeing. So it just became an environment where I wasn't happy because I didn't feel inspired. And I've said this in the past, and I know that it's hurt people's feelings.
You talk about incompatibility with the people that you're working with. That would include your sister, your friends, and a bunch of other people that you met. So are you alluding that you no longer are, you know, compatible with your sister or with those friends that you made in Monat, that you no longer have the same views? Because I kind of find that hard to believe, having not the same views, just because a lot of people that are in MLMs, I'm not saying all of them, but a majority of them tend to be right-wingers, which is what she is. She is a staunch supporter of Trump, has blatantly said that. So I kind of find it hard to believe that there is this incompatibility between her and anybody that's around her or that she's been working with.
That I've said this to, and that's not the intention. It's about my growth too. And that's what I'm standing up for here. It's like, where you plant yourself is so important. And, you know, we always throw around this quote that you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. And I want to really hold that true to my heart. And I just lost passion for the environment that I was in. And I slowly started removing myself, exiting chats, doing little things like that. And then I realized,
I don't know if I 100% believe that, but in the way, the context that they say this is that you are the average of the 5 people that you are. So if you hang out with millionaires, you guess what? You're gonna be the 6th millionaire. No, the fuck you're not. No, the fuck you're not. It doesn't work like that. You do not become a millionaire by association. And this is exhibit A of how people are in MLM companies and say that they love the products, they rave about them, constantly shoving it down your throat, whether it's on stories, reels, TikToks, what have you, and them not liking it whatsoever. But because it brings them a paycheck, they're willing to sell their soul and just do what needs to be done. But now that Monat isn't making you as much money, because let's be honest, Monat has been losing about 40, or has been reported, they lost about 44,000 market partners just within the first quarter. You think that that's not alarming to these people? You think that that's not ringing alarms and be like, maybe I should jump ship now while I still have the chance and I still have a substantial amount of downline, and go to a different company where I can be the top dog again and make more money. I think that's where you're grifting. You lost passion for it, but yet you were still posting about Monat consistently. And it wasn't until recently that you stopped. And this was brought up to my attention by another follower, that she, out of the blue, just stopped posting about Monat. Aside from the fact that you posted that Monat Lifer post, you were still going on about the business as if there was nothing wrong with it. And coincidentally, you also changed the caption to the Monat Lifer post. Veronica, the internet is forever, baby. There are screenshots of that. Like, you just can't delete things and expect people to not notice that there was some edits to it.
why am I here? Right? Like, if I'm not feeling happy anymore, why am I here? And it was because of loyalty. I've always really stood up for loyalty. I am a very loyal friend. I've got friends since I was, a little girl, and through everything, we always see it through. We always fight for each other, have love for each other. And I felt like that wasn't happening here. Like, anytime that there was something coming from my part, it just felt like there wasn't going to be a mediation. But as I said, it's like very small things that are very personal, and I don't want to get into the personal because everything that I say here can and will be used against me. So I would rather leave with grace. And I think that it's easy to see character, right? And
she's claiming now that she stayed because of loyalty, which leads me to believe that she stayed because of her sister, because she's loyal to her. That's admirable and, quite understandable. But this also leads me to believe that her doing this also led to them having a big spat over her departure. Jo is not losing just another market partner. No, she's losing an SED. She's losing a director rank, okay? And on top of that, she's losing her sister. Her sister is going to a different company. And while Veronica is sitting on here on her live saying that she's not going to recruit, she has not talked to any of her downline, yada, 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 we know that's fucking bullshit, because she's definitely going to be having an opportunity call about this, and she is most 100% going to be taking a good chunk of her downline. She's not going to leave that cushy downline in Monat for others to take. Like, we're not that stupid. This is a huge blow to Jo's team. She's lost several director ranks within the last, 2 to 3 months? That's a huge hit to her paycheck. So yeah, she's gonna be pissed. It's interesting that Veronica would say, everything that I say will and can be used against me. Ma'am, you're not going to jail unless you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, which is cross-recruiting. Then yeah, I could see how that could have some repercussions. But other than that, if you're just speaking your truth and why you're leaving, why would it be used against you? Like,
although people are going to try and drag my name through the mud or say that I'm a quitter, or that I quit on my team and all these horrible things, I hope that the real ones can see that I'm just making a decision for my life and for my growth and for my happiness, right? And for the greater impact. Because if I'm not fulfilled, I can't go and execute daily feeling confident about it.
The lady doth protest too much, methinks. And then there's a lot of self-projecting going on there. I don't know about dragging, more so about holding you accountable for the things that you've done in the past and said in the past. And all the lies that you've said in regards to Monat and the MLM industry versus being dragged. I don't think that's what's going on here. And the whole quitter thing, again, I think that's self-projection because that's what you've done to other people. You've called them quitters. You've called them lazy, that they have a scarcity mindset. So quite comical if you ask me. You've done this to WFAB, done it to the freedom movement, done it to the RBG gals, like
so yeah, and just like another side note, just like to allow people the chance to understand is also, I was never meant to sell shampoo forever. In 2018, I was 22 years old. This was sold to me as a side hustle. I came in, I rocked it out, and I saw the beauty of network marketing. And you know, that's why I stayed. But now long term, fast forward 4 years, I'm a total nerd, guys, for any of you guys that don't know. I love to learn. I love to like have really deep conversations, think about how can we grow, how can we do things better. And I just felt like I got a little lost in the selling the products. Because I knew I had to sell the products as part of the business, but I wasn't enjoying it.
I think what she was experiencing was cognitive dissonance. You know, she was lost in the sauce or something to that effect is what she said. But she had to sell the products. Okay, you were doing it for a check. You were doing it for a check. And now you're saying that you're a total nerd, that you love deep conversations. Oh, I'm so quirky. I have a bridge to sell you.
And one thing that I will not do is stay somewhere because of the money. And I want to make it very clear that I'm not leaving Monat because I'm not satisfied with my checks. Because that's not true. I make a great monthly income.
So if you're making great money as you say that you are, again, why are you leaving? And as I've mentioned previously, she is not leaving because she found a better opportunity. Well, she did find a better opportunity. Let me scratch that. She's not leaving Monat because it's a better opportunity for her team, for personal development, and all that other crap that she's probably going to say in this video. She is leaving because she knows that Monat's a sinking ship. As I stated earlier, Monat has lost about 44,000 market partners, allegedly, within the first quarter. And her sister's team alone, as I just said, has lost, what, like 2 or 3, maybe 4 director ranks? I don't know, like it was her being one of them as an SCD. I think Claudia was also at a director rank. And you had Gabby. Like, even though they were under Isabel and Bianca, both of them are under Joe. So her sister's team alone has been taking hit after hit after hit. And that is why you're seeing Joe, Isabel, and Bianca doing all of this like little events in New York City, in Miami, because they're trying to replenish the people that they fucking lost. They're not doing it because they're so kind and out of the kindness of their heart. No, they're doing it because their bottom line, their check is being affected.
And honestly, one of the scariest parts of leaving is leaving that behind. The number one scariest part is leaving behind my downline that I love so much. And just like some of the girls in my downline just inspire me daily.
Babe, that was so contrived. That is so fake. I am sorry. Not one tear was shed. That was drier than the fucking Sahara. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. You're saying that you're not going to take not one of the girls in your downline? I'm not stupid. Nobody on here is stupid. You're only saying that to cover your ass because you know that in Monat's policies and procedures, cross-recruiting is not allowed. If found that you are doing that, you can get into some serious trouble. We saw this with WFAB, the Freedom Movement, and the RBG gals, both of who went to Q Science, saying that we're not taking anybody from our team. And yet all 3 of those teams were on Zoom calls trying to poach their downline. Yeah, no.
That's the number one thing. And, you know, I have spoken to some of them, to some I haven't gotten the chance to. But if you're in my downline and I've ever, we've ever had a connection, I just want you to know that I love you and I respect you and I will always be a mentor. And if you ever want to knock on my door and just ask a question, even tell me, hey, how do I respond to this potential? I'm trying to sign her up and I don't know what to say. Please feel free to still use my number or DM me, because this was all real. None of this was fake. I built with this company for 4 years and it was beautiful. And when I decided to leave, things did not go as I planned. And I just want to make sure that the people that are watching me leave know that it's just something that I felt in my heart that I had to do.
Felt in your heart or felt in your wallet?
And it was long overdue. And there were moments where I was like, I don't think that network marketing is for me. And I had this idea in my head, but it's not network marketing. It's the direct people that I was working with that there was just incompatibilities, severe differences in who we are, in character. There's no right or wrong. It's not Veronica's better and anyone else's less. It's just we view the world through completely different lenses, and trying to work side by side with that, it's just it doesn't work out. And
again, with the incompatibility and see the world through different lenses, and everybody has different characters. I agree with that. People, come from different walks of life, have different points of views. Not everybody is going to mesh well when you're working together or just in life in general. And yeah, I do agree that you and we both have different sets of views and values. You are okay with scamming people. You are okay with certain people having basic human rights. You are okay with demonizing certain groups. You're okay being, supporting somebody like Donald J. Trump. I'm just gonna say it flat out. You're okay with supporting somebody like that. I, on the other hand, do not. You and I both have different set of values and views. I don't believe in scamming people. Integrity obviously is not there, and respectability, because if you had any of that, you wouldn't have joined an MLM to begin with. I believe that people should have equal and equitable rights, because historically, not a lot of them have had it aside from white males. So
that's why I'm leaving. And it's a very courageous move that I am making, but I know that it feels right. And guys, if I've learned anything throughout my time with Monat, is that you could do whatever the heck you set your mind to. And I am not afraid. I'm not gonna lie, I went through a 2-week depression. I was just so hurt by a lot of the things that unfolded when I made a decision that I wanted to leave. But then after I got over the fact that not everyone can embrace my truth, because they have their own perspective and their own truth, and to them, maybe understanding mine isn't of priority. Once I got over all of that and I just took a deep breath in, I was like, oh my God, now I can go into the next level of my life. This was a beautiful episode, a beautiful chapter. 4 years, are you kidding me? I was able to make almost $2 million in 4 years. I started at 22. It took me out of my news reporting career, which I'm so glad I'm not working in that field, because it just wasn't for me.
Let's be clear, you made $2 million in commissions. Not that you made $2 million in profit. And in 4 years? That seems like a really long time to become a millionaire or be successful in a multi-level market. And what news reporting career are you talking about? Because clearly you said you started or graduated or whatever. No, she started at 22 in Monat. So what news reporting career are you fucking talking about? You have none. No shade, no tea, but you didn't have one.
So it served a beautiful purpose in my life. But I'm excited as heck for what is to come. So now let's talk about what's to come. So when I made the decision that I was gonna leave, I wasn't leaving for a company. I had no idea. If you guys want the lowdown of how it happened, I had one of my really good friends. She's not on my team. She's in another part of here. And she just called me and she's like, hey, she told me her story. She was very vulnerable about how she was feeling. And she told me, hey, I might be leaving and I just want to get your perspective because I respect you. And when she was speaking to me, it was almost like it was a mirror of what I was feeling, but I hadn't had the courage to say it out loud. And I just like took a deep breath in and out, and I advised her, and I was like, hey, you know, like, follow your heart. Like, your heart is guiding you, and you sound like you have your mind made up. So, you know, there's nothing I can say to make you stay. Just do whatever feels right for you, whatever that means. And once I hung up with her, I just sat with my emotions, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I have been feeling this, and I have been literally neglecting those emotions. Neglecting them because I was told for so long that those emotions were wrong. Like, you have to fight it out through everything. It's the only thing. It's the best thing. And I just like ignored the way that I felt. And then my friend gave me the courage to tap into those emotions. And then I said, gosh, okay, this is actually the way I feel. Then I went ahead and I sort of spoke to my close circle, told them how I felt. That didn't really go the best route ever.
Side note, I do want to post the screenshot of Joe from her stories, to be more specific, because again, this is quite telling, and it leads me to speculate. It's all my speculation, all allegedly here, that they definitely had some sort of fallout, or at least at the bare minimum an argument about it. Because why would she post this, that I am great at this, I'm great at that, I'm a great mother? More so, I am a great mentor. I found that interesting. And then a few stories later, she's wearing a sweatshirt, she's doing a call, I believe, in the screenshot. Pray for your enemies. I don't know about you. I definitely do feel like that is not subliminal whatsoever. She is definitely firing shots at her sister indirectly. Like, if you know, you know. It's very passive aggressive if you ask me.
But at that point, guys, I didn't know where I was going, what I was doing, and these were my two options. One was to go all in with my brand and focus on my fulfillment mentorship program, which has been doing great. But here's the thing with that program. It is one-on-one. It is extremely time consuming, and the impact is high. Like, we're doing really deep work with these clients, but it's only one person that I'm impacting. And then also it's like very time consuming from my end, because I don't only do one-on-one calls. I send them resources, homework. This is all research to give them personalized resources that can help them heal. So
Veronica has this mentorship program business thing that she has going. Honestly, if she was just doing that, I'd be like really happy for her. I think that's a legitimate business, right? But see how she's phrasing it. I'm only impacting one person, and that is a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. It's a lot of resources. I send them homework. I do this, and it's only impacting one person. Like, that's what an actual business is, you know, like, that's what a business entails. You're spending a lot of time coming up with the resources, sending them out, doing all of these things. Owning a business is time consuming. The fact that you're saying this is only impacting one person, this is how I heard it. Yeah, I'm only scamming one person out of money. I need multiple people to scam them of their money so that I can get rich. That's how I understood that. Also, has anyone taken her mentorship program? Because if you have, let me know down in the comment section below. You can email me or DM me on Instagram. Like, let's have a chat about that. Let's see how that mentorship program worked out. Was it any good? All the good stuff.
That was option one, going all in on that, which meant I was gonna have to go all in alone. And I liked the idea, but then the other option was, okay, continue to build my brand, but then also go into another network marketing. And I was like, okay. I put them both on weighing scales. And for a while I had said, I don't see myself doing network marketing long term. And that was something that I kept telling myself. But then when I really broke that down, I was like, it's not that I don't see myself doing network marketing long term. Is that I don't see myself working in the environment that I'm working in long term. And I don't see myself selling hair products long term. And there's nothing wrong with selling hair products. I just physically, I'm not a beauty girl.
exhibit B, C, D of how you continue or have been lying about the products, but because it was giving you a paycheck, you're just like, it's whatever, like I'll just keep talking about it, keep telling people this is such a great opportunity, and I'll still make millions of dollars, allegedly. Oddly enough, a lot of these girls will talk about, oh, I don't use products, or I wouldn't be promoting these products if I don't use them regularly or daily. Yet she is here saying that she's not a beauty girl and that these products aren't interesting to her, and she doesn't feel the passion for it. So you were lying to everyone. Just admit that. You were lying.
You know, so like for me to talk about something that doesn't really interest me, it's like, it's not like as passion moving. It doesn't flow as much. So those were the reasons why I kept on telling myself, I don't see myself doing network marketing. Now, when I looked at network marketing, I was like, oh my God, hold up. Like, I love this industry. It connects you to so many people. It 10x's your influence. It allows you to put amazing products on people's hands. I have clients that literally tell me, you changed my life by introducing me to these products. And I'm just like, didn't know hair products could do that, but I'm so damn glad. Okay, so one thing led to another. I gave a lot of thought to my two options of either going all in on my brand or doing the brand and network marketing.
Pay attention to this next couple of minutes because I find it to be quite telling, and honestly, it reveals a lot of information.
And I really didn't have a starting point of what network marketing. All I knew is that a bunch of like girls from this company, a few of them had been leaving to another and they had reached out, whatever.
When they say that they don't know of other teams, of other people leaving or what other people are doing, know that they do, because I've had plenty of encounters in my DMs with a lot of these girls from Monat, and they're like, I don't know what other teams are doing, but my team is different. I don't know what team you're talking about, or those girls, I don't know them, yada yada yada, so I don't know why you're bringing them up. Usually when I bring other teams or other girls that have left to specific people that I am talking to, it's because it is a valid point. It is an example of what I am talking about, of debunking the lies that they are saying. So here, it proves that they do know of other teams. They do know of other people. They just se hacen de la vista gorda. They just pretend to be blind and not see and act stupid.
I got on a call with this other company, but it was wellness products again. And I'm such a nutritional person that most of the wellness products that they sell, I wouldn't take, because we just like, I'm like super conscious of what I take. So I'm like, I'm not gonna do something where I'm not gonna feel confident with the product.
Is that grammatically correct? I'm such a nutritional person. I feel like it isn't. Let me know down in the comment section below if that is grammatically correct.
And then another thing led to another, and I started thinking, hey, I've been wanting to learn to trade for a very long time.
That leads me to believe that she's been shopping around. She's been shopping different MLMs for quite some time now, seeing which one was going to be the better fit for her. She's talking about a wellness company and about a team that specifically left and was doing that. That makes me think of Science. Like, you talked all of this shit, you, your sister's team, everyone in money, and you do this? Bravo. And then, obviously, she's now talking about trading. You guys will not believe what MLM company she has decided to join. And even though she doesn't say it in this video, let me just tell you right now, she joined iGenius. I know. Again, after talking all of that smack for months on end of these girls just leaving, WFAB, RBG, the Freedom Movement, what was the other team that left Science around the same time as WFAB? You are now joining them by leaving and then going to iGenius. How do you expect people to think, one, that you're credible, two, that you have integrity?
I trusted in a financial advisor last year who almost screwed me out of $100,000. I had to fight to get my money back. And after that moment, I realized when you have a lot of money, like, you have to learn how to use it. Because if you just want to trust in other people to manage it correctly for you, I mean, what happens if the person that you trust dies, or the person that you trust moves away, or the person that you trust changes your dreams? Now you're left not knowing what you're gonna do, right?
This might come off harsh, but that sounds like you made a bad financial decision by not vetting the person properly. Yes, there are people that are in the financial world that can be scammy. As in every industry, there's certain people like that, but obviously in MLMs, there is just an abundance of them. That just to me just sounds like you didn't do your due diligence in vetting the person, making sure that they were actually reputable and know what they were doing, and you didn't read whatever you were signing. Here's the concept. Find a new one. I know, right? Like, so mind-blowing. Find the new person. And yes, I do believe that people need to be financially literate, because that is one thing that has not been taught to everybody, and there's obviously specific reasons as to why. So people not being financially literate, it leads people to making the wrong decisions, taking out more money more than what they need, not being able to pay those off, and then being in more debt, etc., etc. So I do agree with her in that sense that people do need to be more financially literate. But at the same time, people, you do not need to join an MLM to do that. There are free resources, there is YouTube videos, there are people out here that can do these types of work, that are doing it actually for free or at a minimal cost. And if you want to do bigger things like investing or getting property, trading, again, there are people that are educated in that have the certifications, the qualifications, and the requirements to do that type of job, teach you how to do that. You don't need to join an MLM and pay, I don't know, what is it, like 1,000 and something a month with IGs or something like that. Don't quote me on the fee, but I'm pretty sure it's astronomical.
So this is a thing also. Millionaires are made by people who work really hard. You can work real hard and you can make $1 million. But if you want to become a billionaire, you have to take those millions that you're making and you have to learn to invest them wisely in order to then build that $1 billion empire, sorry. So
again, your privilege is showing, because you can work like a dog and still not become a millionaire. Like the people in your downline, you know, you're sitting here saying that you've made $2 million in commissions, and I'm pretty sure a good percentage of your downline cannot say the same. You're coming from a place of privilege and saying this kind of nonsense. And theoretically, yes, there have been people that have worked really hard, have become millionaires and billionaires and etc. The odds are not in our favor to become a millionaire. Let's be honest. No amount of work ethic can guarantee you that you will become a millionaire. And what I mean with privilege is that she is pretty much having these rose-colored glasses and negating the fact that there are factors and variables that come into play when it comes to life, money, such as race, gender, socioeconomic background. Not everybody is at the same level playing field. You cannot tell me that somebody that's living in the suburbs does not have a head start over somebody that is living in an inner city, that doesn't have access to books, that their school system is subpar, that they have to share textbooks, that they don't have the resources to have X amount of teachers, to have extracurricular activities, whereas somebody that's living in the suburbs, they have the capacity to have books for every single child, to have rooms that are, you know, have AC, desks, that have chalkboards or whiteboards, that have locker rooms, that have the capabilities to have extracurricular activities like lacrosse, soccer, football, that can be first division or second division or what have you. Like, that child is going to be so much far ahead in life than somebody that's in an inner city. Speaking from personal experience, I went to an inner city school in Union City, New Jersey. And then I moved when I was, 13 to a suburb in Bergen County. The massive difference that I saw was shocking. I grew up in an elementary school where I didn't have a lunchroom when I was in kindergarten and in first grade. We had to eat in our own room because that's how many students they were in this particular school. At the time, our school was from K through 8th grade in one school building. And that was just one school out of like 4 or 5 elementaries. And then you had 2 high schools within that school district. When I moved to the suburb in Bergen County, there were schools that were dedicated from K through 2nd grade, no, K to 4th, and then there was a school for 5th and 6th, and then legitimately just a separate middle school from 6th to 8th grade, and then the high school. My graduating class was, I think, about 400 students. My husband's graduating class, he was in a district out in Long Island, was over 1,000 students. In that school in Union City, like I said, I didn't have a lunchroom. I had to share books more often than not. We didn't have lockers until we were like in 7th or 8th grade. And then once I was in the suburbs in Bergen County, I never once had to share a textbook. We always had extracurricular activities to do. There was always some sort of like field trip that could be, you know, that was way out of the price point that my old school could do. Like going down to Washington, D.C. Not in a million years could you fathom something like that, at least in the time that I was growing up in Union City. Nowadays, they do have more resources, thank God. They have divided the schools now that were previously K through 8 into elementaries. They have 2 high schools and I think 1 dedicated that is just for freshmen. Things are getting better there. But again, I can see the stark difference between the two. I got a better education in the suburbs in Bergen County. I can say that. I even have friends that were growing up in that school district. We went to the same colleges and they could not write a paper. I, on the other hand, was drilled. As simple as that is, to write a research paper, I was drilled nonstop and know how to write a paper. So again, all of that to say, there's a lot of things that factor in that can either be for or against you when you're on this road to being financially well, or in her case, you know, being a millionaire and becoming a billionaire. Come on. I know you're not up and down.
I started thinking of this and I was like, I'm always texting my friends, trying to figure out what trades I should do, trying to figure out what's going on. And it's annoying because these people also have jobs. And I was like, what if I just learn how to trade? I know that there are network marketing companies out there that teach this.
Investments are good. Do not get me wrong. Investments are good. Just don't do them with MLM companies. You're going to be dishing out more money and not have anything in return versus you finding somebody that is an expert in this field or whatever you want to invest in. You're going to have more money in doing that versus joining an MLM and trading with them. You're not really trading. You're not really investing. You're recruiting people so that they can buy those products and then use them, be the customers, and then just keep recruiting people so that you can have a paycheck.
And I only knew of one. And in that one, there's a few people that I really admire and love. So, you know, I reached out to them and I almost joined this one company. And then out of nowhere, it's like when you get clear with what you desire out of your life, the doors will shift. The doors will literally slam open. And that is the power of honoring your desires and your heart, stepping away from good in order to go for great.
I genuinely forget that she's into this woohoo manifestation bullshit. Nothing against it. But manifestation can only get you so far in life without actually doing the work.
Because I could have stayed here very comfortably cashing in these checks. And a lot of people gave me this advice. But I'm not going to get advice from people who aren't happy or don't exude happiness. You know, they're like, oh, just stay here, collect the checks and do your thing on the side. And I was like, no. Because another advice was like, oh, just stop posting, but you can still get paid. And I was like, no, I have a whole team watching me. Like there may be leaders that do that, but that does not sit well with me. Like, I can't do that.
Did she just shade Monat and the Real Deal team by saying that the people that are in there are not happy, that they're just shilling the products just to get a paycheck? That's one way to burn a bridge. Interestingly enough, she mentions that she was told to stop posting and that she couldn't do that because her team was watching her. But a little birdie told me that it has been months, aside from the Monat Lifer, which she has now changed the captions. Again, the internet is forever, baby. There's screenshots of that little, your dedication to being a lifer for Monat. She hasn't really been posting anything about Monat. Why did I say it so weird? About Monat. She hasn't been posting anything about Monat in a while. She's actually been doing, like, I think her podcast and other types of content. So yeah, what you're saying that you said you weren't doing, you did, because you were cashing in that paycheck.
So I got clarity. Clarity was, I have to leave. I'm not happy. Yes, I'm afraid, but I will figure it out because I always do. And then I was like, and I want to go into a trading company. And one thing led to another. I hit up a friend who has years upon years in the industry. In my eyes, you know, he doesn't do network marketing. He's just like, he teaches. And I got on the phone with him literally just for advice. I was like, hey, I need your advice. I know you stopped doing network marketing to build your brand. I just want your advice. Like, do you advise me to do that, or should I do both? And he was like, girl, don't leave network marketing. It's a blessing.
Network marketing is not a blessing. MLM companies are not a blessing. Do not be confused. Do not be bamboozled by these women or men, because men also are in MLM companies. Do not fall for it. They are not a blessing. They are a curse and a parasite to society.
And he was like, and I'm so crazy happy that you called me, because I've actually been coaching this one company, and like what they have going on is game changing. And the owner is this person who has done this, and that. Ownership changed, you know, a couple years ago, and they're really blowing things out of the water. And this was a company that I knew nothing about, but this third-party person that I didn't contact to learn about any company in specific was giving me the details. And all he said was, hey, the #1 income earner is my friend. If you want, I'll get you on a call. And I was like, well, I have nothing to lose because I'm confused as hell with my life. So let's do it. And to backtrack real quick, when I decided I wanted to go into a company that was an educational platform about financial literacy in the markets, I said, I have no clue how to trade, so I will not do this alone because I will look silly. So who am I going to do this with? Another thing, I don't want to take my Monat girls and plug them in here. I know I have influence. So if you're someone in my downline or in my team and you're happy as heck in Monat, please don't let my experience influence you. Be your own person. Follow your dreams and your heart. And that's why I haven't been hitting up my old teams, plugging in girls. I haven't done any of that because that's not the way I want to leave.
You haven't been hitting up your team and plugging in your girls because you don't want to influence them. You want them to have their own free will and follow you or what have you. I call bullshit. You're saying that to save your ass, to cover your ass, because you know, again, that it is against Monat's policies and procedures to cross-recruit. You get caught cross-recruiting and that can have some serious repercussions for you. But that hasn't really stopped a lot of people from doing it, so. And you're going to be hosting an opportunity call the following day, so. If you're not about plugging in and hitting up your girls to come with you to this new venture, then why are you doing this IG live? Why are you going to be hosting an opportunity call knowing that the majority of the people that follow you on Instagram follow you because they were in your downline and are in with money or within money? Not a smart move there.
Instead, I have a friend who we've been friends since high school, and he's a badass. He's like me, I believe, 27, 28. Mortgage broker, killing it, making a ton of money for his age, and he also trades, and he's in it deep. He does it well. He's winning. People look up to him. He's constantly advising people, and that's my boy Peter. I've posted him a few times, and you know, this guy works on his own and does his own thing and does well. But I was like, if I am going to leave to a crypto company, this is my dream team. Peter is someone that I would be happy as hell to work with for the rest of my life. And that's something that Marcus told me when I was deciding to leave Monat. He's like, baby, moving forward, you have to ask yourself before you decide to partner up with people, would I want to hang out with this person on the regularly? Would I want to invite them to my wedding? Do I admire their character?
You're not partnering up with anyone. You're somebody's downline. Why do you have to mix your personal life with your work life? Why do you have to partner up with people that you want to have them in your life, invite them to your wedding, have them, you know, over for dinner? Like, not always do you have to mix your personal with your work life. But within an MLM, if it's not everything in your life, then they can easily brainwash you, keep you in, and sell you the lifestyle and the fake dream that you can become a millionaire. That this is a great opportunity for everyone.
And everything that he was telling me stood very true to me. And when I was thinking about my friend Peter, I was like, that's like me in a boy version, and I love him to death. So I was like, let's see if this is really for me. So I hit up my friend and I just sold him on the vision. Like, I just told him what I was seeing. I was like, listen, I've done this once before, and together we can do it again. And now I'm doing it out of experience. When I started Monat, I knew nothing. And I had very little guidance because everyone that I had joined with was brand new as well. I had no experience in leadership. The leader that I was in 2018, like when I think of it, I was like, oh my God, you know, it's sad, but I had to grow. I had to go through the process, you know, and now I feel so equipped to love on people, so equipped to truly focus in on others' growth instead of my own growth. Back then, I was living in a lack mindset. I was living in I have to make things happen for me, which is normal. I was living in fear. I was living in lack. I had no money. I had no security. I was fighting for my security. But then once I got it, and once I got everything, and I had the money, and I had the dream car, the dream, everything that I ever wanted, I realized, money's interesting. You could have all of it, but the happiness stems from inside.
An exhibit, what did we leave off? EFGH of how when you're in an MLM, you have to keep up with the Joneses. If somebody has a Prada bag, well, guess what? You're going to be out there saying that I need to get that Prada bag too. If somebody has the Cadillac, well, now you have to get the Cadillac. And that is how people keep getting into debt. That is how people just lose a lot more money because they have to invest and keep up with these people.
And I recognized that because I saw patterns in people that should have been so happy because they had everything that they could have ever had. And their being was screaming, I am sad. And so long story short, I went to Peter and I told him, listen, with your sales techniques, with your expertise in trading, with my expertise in network marketing, with our love for serving, we're about to freaking build an empire. And I believe in this company so much because I turned the table upside down, asked all the questions, the hard questions, that yeah, there had been people hating on this company. And actually when a group of Monat girls left to this company earlier last year, I believe, there was so many rumors that were spread and I'm so silly for believing them. But I asked all these questions and then I got the real answers. And let this just be a lesson to you guys. Don't listen to what other people are feeding you. They're feeding you information out of their own fears, out of their own experiences. And a lot of times those claims that they make have zero substance.
So do you fall into that category too? With your whole conspiracy theories, posting about being a Monat lifer, which is now meaningless and has aged like raw milk. I personally think that you do.
So, you know, I fell in love with the company. I fell in love with the people. Sitting in a call with the top income earner and having him be so cool and say, Veronica, here we're about abundance. You could come over here and build our business. And if you want, keep building your Monat business. Which he's like, I don't think they'll allow, but we would be okay with that. He's like, you want to build your fulfillment mentorship? Build it. You want to build your brand? You want to run courses? Do whatever you want to do. Here, you are completely free. We just have an incredible product. And what we want you to do is to put other people onto it. And it is an incredible product, guys. Like, for someone that made almost $2 million in 4 years, I should have had like...
Also, $2 million in 4 years. I gotta do the math on this off camera because I suck at math. But that doesn't sound like a lot. A lot of these reps are now expanding to being MLM coaches, having their own courses, or, you know, having their own mentorship programs or boutiques. Joe is an example of that. Even Isabel, who has like her own presets. Joe has this little boutique going on. You have obviously Bossly and like her little coaching or whatever that she's trying to expand into. There's other coaches. I think Deanna Mims has done a couple of videos on that about MLM coaches, and of course You have the no shame sales game who failed at her MLM but will not tell you that she has, allegedly, and is making most of her money basically running that IG account of no shame no sales game or what have you. So people are expanding into this, and that is interesting to me, because if this is such a great opportunity, being in an MLM and you're making so much money, why are you having all these other little extra incomes? Personally, I think it's smart, because they know that they need to diversify in case their downline, you know, shrinks and dies off or what have you. But again, I do find it funny that these people have these side gigs while simultaneously being in an MLM.
I've had like a million investments, and I have one investment property, a very expensive G-Wagon, a Rolex, some crypto, and, you know, a couple $100,000 in the bank. But that's nothing to what I could have had if I had financial literacy. And that's why I'm so passionate going into this company, because something that I didn't have that caused me a lot of trouble and a lot of setbacks.
Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin. This is serious.
That sounds like a you problem. Okay, you made those financial decisions. You made that decision to get that G-Wagon, to get that Rolex, to get those designer bags. You did that.
Now I can give to people. I spent money on designer bags because I would look at the people above me and that's what they were buying. And I was like, okay, like, let's go fit in. Let's do it for the flex. And now in retrospect, I'm like, oh my God, I like threw away so much money that could have literally been going towards my future kids and my future family. And that's what I'm passionate about now. And I told you guys, I'm a nerd and I'm a geek and I want to learn it all. I want to learn every single market. My friend Peter that I'm going into business with, what he trades is options. So that's the first thing I will jump into because we're doing it together and I want to understand his lingo. So that's the first academy that I'm completing. But within the platform, they have like a financial literacy course. They teach you crypto, Forex, binaries, options. They even have a travel, They have this like travel platform, which is in collaboration with a company that gives you travel discounts. So for example, the Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami is like $500 a night. And if you book through the platform, you get it for like $220. And I travel a lot, I fly a lot. Like it just felt like the perfect company for me with the perfect people. And the fact that I had like one of my best friends, Peter, jumping in with me, I was just like, okay, God is walking in the room and he's telling me, girl, do your thing, follow your heart. And I've had to block a lot of hate. I've had to just pray a lot and say, you know what? Stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself. Because if you blink, you will go back. And I had days where I would wake up with so much anxiety because I did not feel supported by a lot of people that I thought I would feel supported by. And I woke up with that anxiety that I almost said, okay, I'm not going to do this. And I was just like, reading the book Conversations with God, and it says, when you want to change your thought patterns, act before you think. Usually they tell us to think before we act, but if you want to change a pattern, you just got to go for it.
As a first-gen Latina, I don't know if she is first-gen. From what I can inference, I think they emigrated here from Colombia. But as a first-gen Latina, I do implore you, I know that our community is very susceptible to MLMs, and there is a huge amount of youngsters that are getting engulfed and recruited into MLM companies. I think specifically more so to Forex and to, I also think iGenius too. Please do not fall for it. I implore you, do not fall for these scams, these pyramid schemes. In my opinion, there are valuable resources out there for free at a minimal cost that you can access, where you can learn how to be financially literate. You can find people online that are offering free resources as well, that know what they are talking about and will not ask you for a startup cost to join in order to have crypto and all of that stupid shit. No, please, I implore you, do not do that. Do your due diligence. Research the people that you're thinking about, possibly doing an investment with or helping you in your financial journey. Like, I will leave people down below and books that you can read that have helped me, that I find valuable, so that you can start off and figure out what do you want to do. There's just one person that definitely comes into mind. She's also a first-gen Latina. She's Mexican-American. Her name is Gigi. She goes by Gigi the First Gen Mentor, I believe, on both Instagram and on TikTok. You guys will love her. Gigi first started off on TikTok. That is where I found her, and then she's bled onto Instagram, where she's also sharing same types of content about financial literacy. She has a lot of resources, books that she recommends for people to read. I do believe she has a few things that are paid products and like a couple of workshops, and I do think that she has something new coming out, I think at the end of the month. She doesn't know that I'm doing this or that I'm plugging her. I just really do love her work, and I love that she is so passionate and that she's a first gen, she's Mexican American, she's Latina, and she's really trying to help our community be more financially literate so that they don't fall prey to MLM companies and other types of fucking scams out there. Because that is something that I can align myself with, where I want my community to be educated and not fall prey to these types of scams. We don't want our community to be scammed. We love our Latino roots, we love our community, and we want nothing but the best, and that is why we do the work that we do. You know, she is a financial educator and she educates our community in how to be financially literate, and I, on the other hand, try to educate our Latino community on the MLM industry so that they don't fall prey to these types of businesses, business models, and tactics, so that they are more aware and can make the proper decision, an educated decision at that, and just not fall prey to these people. So please go check out Gigi the First Gen Mentor. I will leave everything about her linked down in the description bar below.
So I told myself, girl, stop being afraid and just go for what your heart's telling you to go for. And guys, I will tell you the craziest thing that happened. And literally, I signed up. So for like 3 days, we were trying to sign me up, but we're on a time difference. And my boyfriend had these people coming into town, and we had to like entertain them, go out to dinner. The next day we had something else, whatever. The day that I ended up signing up to this new company, it was super last minute. I just hit up the guy and I was like, hey, like, I'm free right now, we could do it. After I do it, I recognized I signed up on June 18th, which was the same day that I had signed up to Monat 4 years ago. And that just blew my freaking mind, because I was like, yo, you want to talk about synchronicities and like God being like, girl, you got this? Like, I took that as a huge sign of like a blessing, because Monat was a blessing. When I signed into that company 4 years ago, a lot of greatness unfolded. And now, what are the chances that I sign into a new one on the same day? So yeah, it was alignment for sure. Things just unfolded, and now I'm just really excited to work with this new company, with this new set of leaders. I've been watching them, and they move with freaking intention. Even the top people are in the trenches, which is so admirable, because if you see the people on top of you working hard, it's a reminder you gotta work hard. So I'm just super excited, and more than anything excited to bring this product to so many people, because I saw how a lack of financial literacy screwed me in my life. And if I could help someone not go through what I went through, then I'm game. So yeah, I'll be going in hard with my friend Peter. We're actually hosting a call tomorrow, so I'll drop some info on that. The #1 income earner in the company is jumping in with us to help us explain the products, because remember, we're all new to this, but we're excited and we're hungry and we're ready to build our empire with the people that want to run with us. So yeah, and I'm not going to go into detail with like all the beauties of the company. We'll do that on the call. But if you're interested in learning why I chose this company in specific, just make sure that you DM me and ask for the Zoom link. It'll be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, guys, that's the tea. I'm like choking on myself, but I'm super excited. I'm very hot. There's no air in Germany, so right now I'm like in between the nerves and the heat. I'm like, you know, going through it. But the last thing I want to say is exactly what I started with, and it's thank you to Monat. Thank you to Monat for just opening the portal to this beautiful life that I got to experience over the past 4 years. Thank you to the people that I met, and going back to my downline, I already got emotional, so it won't happen again because I'm like being tough. But you girls in my downline are literally some of the dopest people I've ever met. And watching you guys run after your dreams and your goals was my inspiration and was the reason why I stayed for as long as I did. Because for a while now, I was like, yo, I can't sell shampoo anymore. I can't sell shampoo. It was just this internal thing. It's just who I am, and I wanted to do something different. But you guys kept me going. You guys kept me showing up, and I just hope to leave you guys with all my love and just letting you know that the door is always opened as a friend and as a mentor. So, mwah, kisses to you all.
Veronica moved to iGenius after all the things that happened. She goes there. And the crazy thing is that Jasmine and Dre created this bootleg ass flyer, reunited again with some half-assed Photoshop. Welcome to your new home. Welcome to the iGenius family. And Dre, on the other hand, welcoming this powerhouse to the iGenius family. When you make a milli in network marketing and switch to this company, there's a reason. You're gonna kill it. Yeah, there's a reason. The reason is money. She's going from a pyramid adjacent to a pyramid scheme. She's leaving Monat because it's no longer paying her. So she's going to iGenius where she can be the top dog again and make more money. Now that you're seeing all your favorite mentors switch to iGenius, I have something to say. Remember back in December when I switched to a new company and we got bashed for it? I get why it happened though, because someone had to be the first to catch those bullets so that it can be a smooth sail for the rest of you to transition over. Yeah, this is going to be a theme between WFAB and the RBG gals because they too are also sounding off on this bullshit. And furthermore, y'all got bashed for the way that you handled that situation, okay? You were being conniving and sneaking little fucks about the whole thing. You mistreated your downline, you were lying to them, and then you try to gaslight them into thinking that what they were feeling was invalid and what they were thinking was wrong. No, this whole victim thing that you have going on, we have screenshots, and I'm going to go into further detail about this when I do my own reaction to the episode 2 of her bullshit reality TV show that she has going on YouTube. Before we head on over to Q Signs and see how they're sounding off on this situation, just look at this last couple of fuckeries.
My little dance session there. But no, seriously guys, it's crazy what we went through in December, but you know what? I understand it now. It's always the first ones that disrupt something that gets the most pressure, the most hate, the most they're just misunderstood. And I
But you weren't the first, because there was another team, I think, at the same time as you or a little bit before you that was doing the exact same thing. You guys are just more obnoxious than them, and that's why you got most of the heat. But it doesn't make you the first to do it. Like, the ego in this woman.
it now, right? We were the first ones to make that move, and now you're seeing so many calls today with some heavy hitters, and we have another one. I'm having another one happening at 8 p.m. with another big leader, so I'm excited for that. But my views are super high, and I wonder why. I just wanted to come on here and congratulate.
You wonder why? Yeah, because people are watching the fuckery, and then they're reporting back to us.
And being a part of the family, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to work with you and bring this company to the next level. You are such a powerhouse, and I cannot wait. So now that I have you guys here, because you guys are obviously wondering, what is going on? Why are all the big leaders joining iGenius? I'm here to tell you We're so ahead. We are so innovative. The services that we have, they're needed by...
Is it really? And how is iGenius innovating? Or innovative? Like, what are they offering that is so different?
People who have busy lives. People always wanted to invest their money. They just think that they have to be experts to invest their money. Here, we have a solution to your problem. You don't have to be an expert to trade or invest into the crypto space. And guess what? Crypto is down, and we are also profiting off of that as well too, because we have something that is helping a lot of people grow their investments in the crypto world, which is the AI, which is my absolute favorite service.
How does that make sense? If crypto is down, how are you still making money off of crypto? Because you're not making money off of crypto. You're making money by recruiting people. That's how you're still making money.
If you are somebody who is a builder and you have a team and you're looking for a new home for whatever reason, maybe you're unaligned with the company you're with, you want to see your team win. That was the sole reason why we transitioned over to this company, because the comp plan just made sense for people to win. It was what was good for the team. So if this is you...
Not good for the team. Good for you. It was good for you. You deranked like 7 or 8 ranks within Monat, and you did not recover from that. In fact, I've been told, and this has been alleged to me, that you haven't ranked past platinum. Yeah, don't you wish Veronica was under you though? That would have been very lucrative for you. Also, she doesn't miss an opportunity to cross-recruit and just poach people's downlines, or just poach other people from other MLM companies. Like, that shows the lack of integrity and loyalty she has. I mean, everything that happened back in December with Kelly should have already been the prime example, but this solidifies it.
Deals on the table. Message me and we'll talk some more, okay? And let me help you. So, I love you guys. I want to get prepared for this next call. And I know that we had a surprise reveal today and you guys are asking me about it. I couldn't do anything today because I was on a million and one calls. I couldn't organize it, but it will be sometime this week. I promise you. I'll give you a hint right now.
As I'm filming this, I have about 8 screenshots from Claudia Gonzalez, the girl that was in the Real Deal team or somewhere within the Real Deal team, and then moved to Q Science. These girls got extremely, what's the word I'm saying? Like, they got a lot of flack from the Real Deal team, specifically Joe, Blanca, and Isabel. And yeah, so she's definitely giving her 2 cents on this whole situation. She had a little question box in her stories and says, what do you want to know? Please be respectful. What do you say to those afraid to make the jump to Q? I didn't rank well with our last company. I would say that I absolutely understand your fear. I would also tell you that it's different here, and there is a reason why we've had over 500 ranks in the last 3 months. Yeah, there is no difference between any MLM company. Everybody is one and the same. It's cut from the same cloth. And the reason why you've had 500 ranks is because you cross-recruited. Be honest. You cross-recruited. You saw who left? Thoughts. Yes, I did. And I applaud her so much for doing what's best for her, even if it's not what others may perceive to be best. My only comment is that I wish the same grace would have been extended to us. It kind of sucks to be bashed for something someone turns around and does themselves just a short while after. But truly, I stand 100% in support and cannot wait to see her soar. She's incredibly bright and committed, and she's going to do amazing things. I do have to agree with her in this. The same grace was not extended to them as it is being extended to Veronica. The difference is that Veronica is Joe's sister. And Joe, while she doesn't like it, she's not going to talk shit about her sister. Directly, of course, because there's subliminal messages that I've shown around. Indirectly here that she's been posting on her stories. The recent one is something about along the lines of rarely reacting but always noticing. Like, if you're gonna say something, say it. If you're gonna be about it, be about it. Yeah, it's quite hypocritical. Honestly, I just want to say they all wish they had the balls you do to do what you did. I don't disagree. I think my decision opened up a lot of eyes and minds. I earned that trust and respect by being humble and kind and very hardworking for almost 4 years. I don't know about humble, truthful, what was it when she said? Trust, respect, and being hardworking and humble, because if anything, you have not been that. You work for an MLM company. You're a 1099 employee with them or contracted employee. I question people who are in MLMs in their morals and their integrities because it shows a lack of that. Because if you're okay with stacking people just like you so blatantly put up in your stories time and time again, then you have no integrity because you're knowingly scamming people. Now this one is shady as fuck, and I'm relishing in that. They would all leave, but their ego is too big. Wowza, you're all on fire. I don't disagree, but they rather remain suffering and pretending because with what morale could they now leave and say she wasn't wrong? They would never admit that. Also, I don't think they come to Q simply because that's where so many have found their new home, and with good reason. The fucking shade. There is truth to that. Yes, they would look like a bunch of hypocrites. Veronica's looking like that, honestly. Escupieron para arriba y ahora le están cayendo en la cara. It would not be a good look for them. And she is right, though. They do have a big fucking ego. No question, just laughing out loud at people who hated on you and turned around and did the same thing. You said it, sis. I'm proud of them for standing in their truth. Again, I just wish they would have had the same courtesy with us. Do you think that the person who left today would apologize for her behavior towards you? No, I do not. Doesn't matter to me. Either way, I support her 100%. I think it really does matter because if it didn't matter, you wouldn't have posted on here all of these stories or these questions that you were supposedly asked, because a lot of the time a lot of people, specifically in MLM, will fake these types of engagement and make it seem like other people are asking them these questions when in reality it's just that. All of those screenshots were from like 15 hours ago, from yesterday basically, so I don't think she had seen the entire live and then whatever else Veronica posted afterwards, because the stories that she posted up today, there's a lot. I don't know why she made the fucking print so ridiculously small on this thing. I'm sorry, but I have to say it. The nerve. No one leaves a thriving business. No one leaves a business that leaves you a hefty monthly paycheck. You're leaving it because it's not financially viable anymore. Why are we continuing to pretend? I don't get it. It could be such a moment of empowerment for so many. Say it. It paid me well once. It no longer pays me well. Thankful for the time and my experience, but I'm looking for other vehicles of opportunity that can financially provide. First of all, what the hell is with MLMers using the words vehicle? This is a vehicle. This is the vehicle of opportunity. Like, no, it's not a fucking car. It's just a bullshit opportunity. Let me be very clear. I don't want this to be confused. I left because I wasn't making much, yet I was working harder than ever. I was focused on rebuilding. I was focused on partnering with those who wanted to keep working hard. I kept earning every trip because I did earn them even when I knew I couldn't make it. I kept training my team nonstop. I kept attending and hosting events. I kept attending calls to better my own mentorship, business augment, and leadership. I did all and with integrity. But eventually I realized if I was making peanuts, what could be said for the 98% of my team? Winning alone is not winning. There is no joy in winning alone. The goal is always to take as many with you to the top. So yes, I left because it was financially not viable for me or my family to stay, period. And it wasn't for thousands of others on my team. I refused to sit here and tell my business was thriving, but it wasn't for me any longer. No, because if it was, I'd still be there. Oh my God, the cognitive dissonance in this is so freaking real. It's oozing out of her freaking story. Like, it's right here, Claudia. Aquí lo tienes y no lo ves. Oh my God. What I'm getting is that while you were in Monat, you were keeping up with the Joneses, and you were lying in order to keep recruiting and making it a viable source of income for you. What's to say that you're not doing that with Q right now? How are we supposed to believe you that you are making all of this money in Q Science? Not an ounce of morale, no integrity, no respectability. Like, there is no way that people could trust you. You see what I'm getting at, Claudia? The last thing that I want to say is that Monat is a sinking ship. It is going to self-implode, and I can guarantee it, there's going to be more leaders leaving Monat and going to either iGenius or Q Science or any other MLM, but specifically one of those two. And I can bet my left butt cheek right now that there's going to be more leaders to come, because Jasmine obviously was alluding to that. More powerhouses were coming or what have you. She's obviously trying to cross recruit other people from other MLM companies, or more so when she was talking about Veronica Monat. I don't know, maybe kooky thought here, iGenius is pulling a Mudir where they're offering a bridge contract to these leaders that are leaving Monat to go to Q Science, to go to iGenius. I mean, it wouldn't be that far-fetched for Q Science to have offered something like that to Claudia and her other leaders as well. So yeah, maybe there's some sort of bridge contract. This is all a theory of mine, just a speculation, so I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. Do you think that iGenius and Q Science are pulling a Mudir where they're offering these top leaders some sort of incentive in order to move to their company and bring their downline? I think so. I mean, like, why else would you leave? Like I've said in this video, you would not leave a thriving business if it was working and giving you money. Like, you just wouldn't do that. With that said, who do you think is next that's going to leave Monat? Do you think it's Jacqueline Ortega, Bianca, Isabel, Liz Lugo, or maybe an oddball curveball here, Jimena Duque or Rachel? I don't think so much Jimena, because she's like really up there, so she's making a lot of money here. But who knows, you know, we never thought that an SCD like Veronica was going to leave, but here we are. She's leaving Monat and joining iGenius and looking like a hypocrite with egg on her face. Por eso dicen que no escupas para arriba porque te puede caer en la cara. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching and for your support. If you have any comments, please leave them down in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!